Hello and welcome to today's community chat and live broadcast or rebroadcast whenever it is you decide to jump on with us. Welcome. My name is Diane. I'm the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Women, as well as our online course and community, the Midlife Mindset Shift. And today I want to talk about how we as women can use the power of intermittent fasting to create our future self. If you're new, take a second, if you don't mind, to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you hit that little bell notification. That way when we do start a live broadcast or this goes up as a rebroadcast, you will be notified and can circle back around and join us. Or if you're joining us on Facebook, please make sure you hit that like button on my Facebook page. There's also like a little carrot right next to that. You can hit that and make sure you're set up for all notifications as well. So this is a community conversation. I hope to hear from you in the comment section. Always feel free to leave me a comment so that when I get done with today's topic, I can circle around the comment section and make sure that I welcome you and answer your question or comment. And then last but not least, we are starting our next Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Women course on November 7th. Registration will close on Friday at noon Central Standard Time. I would love to have you join us for our November course. It will be the last one that we offer in the year 2020. It's always a special course right before Thanksgiving. So I hope you'll consider joining us if you haven't already joined. Okay, all of that is out of the way. How can we use intermittent fasting as women to help us create our future self? And I want you guys to think about things that we have done in the past and how those things have served us, and why aren't we considering a new approach for the future. And oftentimes when we think about going into a health and fitness kind of journey, or a health and fitness type of opportunity or challenge, or however it is you get approached on it, we always think about undoing the past, right? Like we're trying to lose weight or change bad eating habits or clean up our diet or whatever it is we're seeking out to improve. We always do it from the mindset of undoing something from the past that didn't work for us. Or we headed off with the mindset or the approach of, this is my last ditch resort because nothing else has worked for me. And what if we take a little time to work on our mindset about that and consider approaching something like intermittent fasting with really not a whole lot of regard for our past, but how we see ourselves in the future, and what kind of lifestyle we want to create for ourselves, or how do we envision ourselves moving through the next season of life that we're going through. So for a lot of the women here in this community, we are going through a transitional period or a seasonal change with what's going on in our life. A lot of us are going through perimenopause and entering into menopause, or we're having a life transition. Maybe we are suddenly empty nesters, or I know in our house we have a teenage son who's living on his own and we have a teenage daughter. And for me, that is a new season. I'm used to being mommy, and now I'm more of a mom, and my kids aren't as dependent on me, and that's a transition that I'm going through myself. And what I'm finding with all the life changes that I have is that intermittent fasting, or considering a new way to live my life with my future self as the goal, has really allowed me the opportunity to think about all things in my life that I have going on in a completely different way. And I'm thinking about it in a futuristic way and a healing way, and not a last ditch resort or one of those quick fix type of things where I can undo the past and I don't have to think about a lot of things. And I think for a lot of women, especially here in this community, a lot of graduates from our course come back and share with me some of the things that they have worked on. And my goal as a coach for aging women is to really help us identify who it is we are striving to become in this next season, and what it is we envision for ourselves, and how do we see ourselves showing up in our life, and do we want to repeat the things from the past, or is it a really good time for us to let go of things and move forward? And what I really feel, and how I really feel intermittent fasting is helping so many of us, irregardless of nutrition and all of those things that we know should just be common sense for us. What I really think is the best thing for us is that it is allowing us the opportunity to become conscious in our own life, become present in our own life, and really understand how to use what we call here in this community the energized sense of calm as the new way that we approach our day, right? And really understanding that we have the power to take control of how we say we want our life to be. And we do have the opportunity, and we should take control of the decisions that we want to make and how it is we want to live our lives. And what I really find most intriguing, and I also find most heartwarming for me as a coach for women, is the life transformation that often takes place once you start looking and feeling your best. The empowerment that comes back, the confidence comes back, the energy and the excitement that you have for your life when you are walking around in a more conscious state, because you're allowing your body the opportunity to heal from the inside out. And oftentimes when we approach intermittent fasting as that, oh my gosh, I've got to get my nutrition right, I think we cheat ourselves out of the journey that we can really go on with all aspects of healing that we as women really want to be able to embark on now that we're in this place where we can actually start taking care of ourselves and we can put ourselves as the main priority. I talk a lot here in this community about not feeling bad about being selfish with how you take care of yourself, and that being selfish with the decisions that we are making and how it is we treat ourselves and our body as we are going through this aging process should be one of the highest priorities that we have in our everyday routine. And once we start really understanding what that selfishness can provide for us in a way of serving others, then it just makes sense. So I want to ask you today, how do you see your future self? And the current path that you're on, how's that working for you? How are you showing up for yourself every day? Do you feel optimistic? Do you feel like you have the energy that you need to show up to serve you and the people that you have in your life that you love and care for? How do you see your next opportunity that approaches you? How do you see the next season of your life? How do you see retirement? How do you see a transition? And do you see it with confidence and empowerment and energy, or are you feeling like you're dragging a bunch of baggage with you, or a bunch of, past experiences that aren't really serving you? And can you use something like intermittent fasting as an opportunity to just take a break, become very conscious in how it is your body responds and reacts when you make certain decisions? And can you use that as a tool moving forward to create your future self? I do believe every woman has an opportunity to create the self that she wants to show up as anytime you just make the decision that that's what you want to do. And that once you make that decision, then seeking out a lifestyle that will give you the flexibility and freedom to make decisions that serve you best, and you're not following blindly along someone else that has no regard for what it is that you want to do, really does give us that freedom and optimism and flexibility to live our best life. And that's the life everyone should be living, the best life that you have designed for you so that you can show up looking and feeling your best. I know for me, intermittent fasting has really helped me heal all aspects of my life. And again, these are things that I talk about all the time here, that we really need to think about the 3 areas of our life that we should be seeking out a healthy approach and the lifestyle that will give us that healthy approach. And that is our physical fitness, right? How we show up physically in our space. It should be the health that we are aiming to have as we go through this aging process, and how we are dealing with the mental and emotional aspects of how it is we're aging. And we should really focus on all 3 of those aspects when we're thinking about healing. And again, intermittent fasting, we know fasting is a very healing tool. A lot of people use it for many, many different reasons. And getting into that fasted state really will allow us to clear up some of that stuff that we have going on in our head as well. So it is that trifecta that we really like to talk about here, and it is the thing that can help you create your future self and let go of some of those things in the past that didn't work for you. So let me check out the comments section. I hope this is resonating with a lot of you. I know here in this community, we do pull in a lot of women who are seeking something out that's bigger than just the next diet, or that are seeking out something bigger than just having someone hand them a meal plan. And that is what I love about this community here, that we are showing up to do the work. We're showing up to figure out how it is we can create our own lifestyle and really determine the guidelines that we want to live by so that we can be most authentic to us first and foremost. And that is really what I found that intermittent fasting does, because it just allows you to create your own rules for sure. Danny, hello. Diana, Michael. Michael's not here, but I will let him know that you said hello, Danny. It's great to see you as well. Excellent topic today, just in time for the holidays and every day. Yeah, for sure. You know, holidays is a time that, you know, everyone gets really, we get the precursor stress, like we're stressed out and it hasn't even gotten here yet. And I know I can tend to be that kind of person as well. And so what I really like to do when I'm feeling stressed, and I talked about this morning on my Instagram when I did my live this morning, when I'm feeling really stressed and I feel like things are out of control outside of me, I really do focus on gaining control on the things that are inside, right? All the things that I really do have control over. And the more I choose to control what I control, the better I feel about the things that are out of my control, right? Because control is just a feeling. So if you're feeling like the holidays make you feel a little out of control or they feel really stressful for you, figure out how you can focus on what you have control over and then really hone in on that. So for me today, tomorrow, and Friday, I'm doing specific things with my nutrition and specific things with my workout and specific things with my fasting to monitor my blood glucose and ketone levels. And I'm going to manipulate some things to get them to a certain place. So that keeps my focus on what I can control, and it makes the things that are out of control outside of my sphere of influence less important, right? I don't focus on them because I'm focused on what I'm controlling. So figure out around the holidays what you have control over and see if you can focus on that and see if that takes some of that stress away for sure. Luke, thanks, Diane, just joining from New Zealand. Well, welcome from New Zealand. It's super nice to have you with us here today. Hopefully, if you're new, you've subscribed so you can join us in community chats in the future. Sue, I see this lifestyle working for me for the rest of my life. What is in front of me will be great. Better than what was behind me. Thank you. June 2020 grad. Yeah, for sure. It is so nice and it's so exciting to think about future possibilities and how we can manipulate and control them by just staying conscious and being in the driver's seat of how we're making decisions for ourselves. So super, super proud of you. You've done so much great work. Carmen, good to have you with us as well from Southwest Florida, October 2018 grad. Still I effing full of confidence and healing. It's empowering. Carmen, you are a poster child of success for this program for sure, and this lifestyle. And yes, once you find something that works for you, you no longer have to go back to those things, you know, that we struggled with for so long. And just, you know, asking yourself a series of questions and checking in with yourself consistently, like, how long am I fasting today? How well am I feasting today? Or how is this thing that I feel so tied to working for me? And if it's not working for you and it's not serving you anymore, then really having an open mind to search for something that could maybe be a better replacement or alternative for you. Maria, not working so well. I need to make some changes and put my health first. I'm still in the mommy stage, but I'm feeling exhausted and yes, dragging that past stuff, ready to let it go. Well, Maria, if you're not in our course yet, if you haven't been in our course yet, we start a new class on Saturday. Registration closes on Friday. It's appropriate for women of all seasons and all ages. And I think what you'll find in that mommy phase, and I remember it wasn't too long ago, is intermittent fasting really does give you that power to be energized throughout your day, and it's not labor intensive. So if you're having to manage a bunch of other things and a bunch of other people, it really does free up your time and your mental space and all the errands and things that you have to do, because you're just doing nothing for a majority of your day and thriving in the energy that your body is utilizing. So it works for all women of all seasons for sure. So if you haven't jumped into our class yet, I would love to have you. I'll put the website link in the comments section here in the chat so you guys can check it out, and it's always in my description box as well. Linda, enjoying intermittent fasting. My question is, will collagen or my coffee break my fast? Yes, for sure it'll break your fast because it is a protein. And so if, and I always say this loosely now because a lot of us have really evolved through intermittent fasting. So if you're new to intermittent fasting in the sense that you're trying to heal your body, so new approach to intermittent fasting, then I always recommend fasting clean so that you don't interrupt the healing process. If you're happy with your weight, you have no medical things that you're trying to, manage or control or reverse. If you don't feel like sugar or glucose is a problem for you, if you don't feel like you're insulin resistant, if you feel like your brain is functioning well, if you feel like you have the opportunity to lose body weight or fat if you make some changes, if you don't feel like you're holding on to hormonal belly fat, if you don't feel like your hormones are out of balance, if you don't feel like your hunger hormones are out of balance, then you have some flexibility, because what you do in your fasting window isn't gonna throw you completely out. If you're trying to heal your body and reset and use intermittent fasting as the means to do that, then I always recommend fasting squeaky clean for sure. So in the big scheme of things, anything that you put in your fasting window that causes some sort of chemical reaction will break your fast. Depending on the goal of your fast will determine whether that's worth it or not for you. Teresa, it's working for me and I'm confident that I will be in this lifestyle that I will maintain in the future. When I am stressed, fasting helps me centered. September 2018 grad. Yeah, for sure. Again, because if you're fasting, you're in a more conscious state. You're aware of what choices you're making, even though most of those are nothing. You stop yourself in your tracks. I think when we're unconscious and we're running off emotion, or we're running off of chemical changes and hormonal changes, we tend to make decisions in an unconscious state, and then we have regret when we become conscious again. So it really is about being deliberate about what it is you're choosing to do in a very specific amount of time, and that brings you back to that conscious state. So yeah, it works for stress very well, for sure. Julie, hello, good to have you with us. It's definitely a mindset issue. Maureen from South Africa, welcome, girlfriend. It's good to have you with us as well. Marion went on a juice retreat and felt awful and didn't lose any weight. Yeah, Marion, it's probably because, and again, it's that thing that everybody's body chemistry is so different. But if you're insulin resistant and your body can't break down what it is you're putting into it during that period that you're doing a specific fast with a specific type of regimen, it just might have not given your body the opportunity to already use what you have in storage. I bet if you went to that type of retreat and your body had already been reset, you might have felt better. So I always say reset your body first, and the best way to reset your body is to really give it that opportunity to use what you already have in storage. And that's what a fasting window is really doing for us, is it's utilizing what's backed up in our system that we haven't had the opportunity to utilize yet, and it just makes it a very valuable resource for us. So that could have been that for you, Marion, for sure. And then Tiffany, my November challenge, I'm doing a 48-hour fast on Mondays and an early one meal a day the rest of the week between 12 and 1. I'm feeling amazing and down 5 pounds since November 1st. Love this channel. Awesome. Thank you for saying that, Tiffany. I'm so excited that you are finding success with that for sure. So just now you know it works for you. And when in doubt, fast it out is what I always say here. So I'm super excited for you. And Luke, are you already subscribed? Awesome. Good to have you with us. And then Maureen, the last 3 hours of the 20 hours is tough. Why? What do I need to do? Usually if the last 3 hours of a 20-hour fast are tough, it is because your body is still not in that fat adaptive state. And then you have to understand, like, when it's tough mentally. You think it's tough because of a feeling more than it's actually physically tough for your body. So I always recommend, again, check into the dialogue that you have going on in your head. When I teach in classes that hungry's where the magic happens. So you have to go back to the why it is you're doing what you're doing. And then what happens over time with consistency is your body starts to get more adapted to the fasted window, and a 20-hour fast, a 21-hour fast, a 22-hour fast becomes very, very simple for you, because that's just where your body learns to thrive. So it's just fighting what it is you're forcing it to do, and it is just here. Once you understand your body chemistry, Maureen, then you understand why it's feeling that way. So I would recommend, again, like I say to everyone, jump into the class with us. I explain all of that. The very first week, you'll understand why that 3 hours is tough for you for sure. Okay, so I've got to run. I've got some things I got to get done this afternoon, but I wanted to make sure that I really had you guys think about that this week. Like, what does your future self look like? And how can you create that for yourself? I know there's a lot of things to be feeling stressed out about these days. And the one thing that I can always recommend if you're feeling stressed or things are out of control is take control of what you can control. And one of the things we can control, believe it or not, is how we show up and how it is we're making decisions so that we can look and feel our best and create a life that feels most authentic to us. And what we're really working on, and what my personal mission and passion for this community is to help women realize that you have the power to take control, and you have the power to really focus on things in your circle of influence when you want things to feel like they're more in control. We just have to think about that for sure. Maureen, you're super welcome for sure. Okay, all the information about our course is in the description box. It is everywhere. If you want to jump on with us in November, I would love to have you. It will be the last formal class we have in 2020. I'll be taking a break in December. I would love to have you in class with us. I give you all the tools to help you not only thrive in your intermittent fasting lifestyle that you're creating for yourself, but I help you understand what it is your body's going through as well. Have an amazing rest of your day today, you guys. Try to find some joy and peace somewhere in your day today. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday.